All right, so let's snap the ball, right? And then when I throw it, see how he's right there? So he played that so much better, okay, because we have that new zone on him, number one, but also just I moved him out a little bit, right? So as you see, right, all it took was just a few steps outside, and look, he's playing that corner route, okay? So if we can kind of see this, this is just how this is gonna help with corner route defense, because homeboy's getting toasted every single time, okay? So homeboy's getting toasted, right? Which is what happened last time, except last time my safety didn't break on that as easily, okay? So he was still backing up by the time he, caught it. So as soon as I throw it, boom, he breaks on that. All right, so that's what you want to see. That's what's going to help with corner routes, and he was able to get there. What up, y'all? It's your boy, Joe Simmer, and check it out, man. I got some heat for y'all today, man. We are going to be going over the nickel over ebook. All right, so we're going to do a deep dive into this. Okay, so, but this is 4-6 playbook. All right, so you got nickel over, you got 3-3, 3-3 cub, and then dollar, which is the best defense in the game. All right, and so I pinned in the comment section at the top, I'm going to give you a link. You need to watch that video after you watch this one. I actually go over 3-3 and 3-3 cub, as well as some of the best dollar plays to run, also 1-4-6 defenses to run post patch. If you're not aware, there was a patch recently, so there's no more loot blitz and stuff like that. So I will leave that video pinned in the comment section, and after you watch this video, then you can watch that and you will be good to go for the rest of the year, honestly. But nonetheless, let's hop into it, man. So let's go over audibles, okay? Let's go over audibles, nickel over. Now, we'll go over audibles and then substitutions, okay? So what I will do is always have some sort of Tampa 2, cover 3 sky, or cover 3 seam is good. And then I got quarters. And then I like having either a man blitz, like a man coverage, or, cover 6. I love to run cover 6 and stuff like that. All right, so I've actually talked about this before in previous videos, but as you see, Tampa 2 is at the top, and then cover 3 sky is in the secondary position, and then cover 4 is going to be in the third position, and so forth. Now, the reason that's important is because you need to build a system, okay? So it doesn't matter what for. I really stress this on you guys because, like I said, I've mentioned this before, but let's say I go to 3-3, I'm going to do the same thing, okay? So I'm going to put Tampa 2, cover 3, cover 4, and then I don't think they have a cover 6 in here, so I'll do something different. But for the most part, my audibles are always Tampa 2, cover 3, cover 4, and then the RB or R1 button would be something different. That way you don't have to think twice about audibling. You just know, all right, cover 4 is always going to be L1 or LB. So if I get no huddled, boom, I already know where my cover 4 is, which is going to be in the LB position. That's why in your audibles, you want everything to be the same. All right, same thing with 3-3 cub, all right? So as you see, this one's already set. So I have Tampa 2, cover 3, cover 4, and then I have a Mike Blitz. And the same thing with dollar, okay? So I do DB fire, I do cover 3, come down here, cover 4, all right? And then down here, I'd probably put spinner or something like that, or cover 6. So I have it's very fluid. It's very, everything's in the same spot, no matter the formation. That way, if I need to, audible really quickly, I know where my cover 4 is, I know where my Tampa 2 is, I know where my cover 3 is, and that will help you out with Madden. Let's hop into substitutions. Okay, so we got that out the way. Let's talk substitutions. All right, substitutions. When you press Y or triangle, this will be your best friend this will always be your best friend, is all this right here, okay? So you're always gonna wanna switch people around, all right? So I got Reddick, Fletcher Cox, right, Hargrave, Sweat. Now, if anything, I would put, where is he? I would put Johnson right here if I was using the Eagles for an example, right? The reason I put Johnson here is because he's a left end. He's 92 speed. That's incredible. That's insane. A 92 speed defensive end is honestly insane. And then what I'll do is I'll put Wallace right here, and then I'll sub in Blankenship right here, okay? Then I got Bradbury, Epps, Gardner Johnson, Slay. Okay, if anything, I'd probably put Gardner Johnson here and Epps over there just to kind of balance out, all right? Because sometimes I get nervous, right? If Bradbury's over here on his own, I'd rather have Gardner Johnson, a little bit better safety. That way, it's, you know, it's kind of even. So I don't have two good guys on one side and then the left side just completely, they just get dominated. That's not what I'm looking for. So this is how I would probably run it, but honestly, it just kind of depends. But you could also come in here, you can move Slay to this side, you could switch and put Bradbury on this side. All right, you can do this. So now all I did was I put Bradbury on the right side, and I put Darius Slay on the left side. I switched to Epps and Gardner Johnson. So you always want to be in substitutions, all right? Because let's say there's a corner route and let's say Epps isn't playing it, then what you can do, boom. You just come in here and you just switch these two. Now Gardner Johnson has a better chance to make a stop, okay? So that goes for substitutions. And yeah, let's hop into the plays. All right, guys, so first things first, I wanted to talk about man coverage. I'm going to show you two setups, okay? But first, what I wanted to do, which is the first setup, is I want to show you how to stop corner routes, okay? So, you know, let's say in order, like this right here is a great play on offense, honestly. And so, you know, if you're getting torch and corner routes, I'm going to spy these guys, just move him out the way just to kind of show you. But the strong safety only has a certain amount of adjustments, right? You can only put him in a curl flat. You can put him in a inside quarter. You know what I mean? You can put him on an inside third, but that's it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little trick that you can use that kind of helps. The problem with the deep half is if I streak the tight end, he's going to follow the tight end, and then the corner is just always going to be open. All right, so like I said, the corner is always, you know, going to be open when you have the streak with the corner route. Okay, the safety's always, he's gonna, I don't want to say he's gonna glitch out, but he's not gonna really know who to guard, right? Because he's a deep half. His job is to not get beat deep. Okay, so that's what he's doing. Because all he's doing is just backing up. By the time I throw it, it's too late and it's a touchdown. Okay, so I'm gonna show you just basically how to stop that. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. One of the first things that you can do, obviously, is put your best cornerback in the slot. That will help a lot, obviously. But let's say that's not the case, okay? Because let's say I need Slay on Mike Evans. Then I'll just leave him right there. And then, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a little bit extra help with the safety. So you want to go into packages right here, okay? And you want to move the packages. Keep going until you see free safety. Free safety, one inside, okay? This is going to help a lot, all right? And then we're going to do the same thing. So this is a setup right here, right? Now, like I said, I'm going to spy these guys, get them out of the way. I'm still pressing. Now, when I click on the strong safety adjustments, now I have new adjustments, okay? So as you see on the right stick, I have the deep half, which is what we could always have. But I have this new one, which is outside third right, okay? So when I use that, now look at that zone compared to the deep half zone. So the deep half is just a deep half. That's basically just don't get beat deep, all right? Because it's a deep zone. It's guarding that whole area. But when I go to outside third right, I can tone down and just focus on that side, okay? So that's going to help the safeties break on the corner routes a lot better, and stuff like that. Now, the problem with this is you have to keep in mind this left stick, okay? So you have deep half left, deep half, or outside third left, okay? You don't want to use those because look what happens, all right? This is what's going to happen, all right? Same thing with the other one, right? Deep. This is a deep zone to the left, okay? That's not what you want. So you want to just use the right stick, okay? You want to use everything right here on the right stick. So you either want a deep half, right? So that way you're back right here in the deep zone, or you want to use the outside third right, okay? So one of the things that you could do if you keep getting beat by corner routes and stuff like that is you can move him out just a little bit and then the tight end is going to be yours. Okay, so the tight end will be yours. And as you see, this is going to play it a lot better. All right, so let's snap the ball, right? And then when I throw it, see how he's right there? So he played that so much better, okay, because we have that new zone on him, number one, but also just I moved him out a little bit, right? So as you see, right, all it took was just a few steps outside, and look, he's playing that corner route, okay? So if we can kind of see this, this is just how this is gonna help with corner route defense, because homeboy's getting toasted every single time, okay? So homeboy's getting toasted, right? Which is what happened last time, except last time my safety didn't break on that as easily, okay? So he was still backing up by the time he, caught it. So as soon as I throw it, boom, he breaks on that. All right, so that's what you want to see. That's what's going to help with corner routes, and he was able to get there. All right, so that's the first setup, is to go in there. If you're getting just dotted by corner routes, go to free safety, one inside, and then you can do that adjustment. Okay, so I'm gonna make a play called mesh post. All right, mesh post is still really good in this game. Now, what you can do is one of the most easiest defenses to run is, especially if you're in MUT, stuff like that, is it's really hard, especially with KOs, with short route KO, mid route KO, all stuff like that. You're always looking for the little slant route. You're always looking for something like that, okay? So one of the easiest things you can do is you can press, and then you can leave this guy out there like that, and then you can run this. All right, you can run this, and you can user this free safety. All right, so you can bring him down in the box, and then this would be your user. So this took just a little bit amount of time. I'll probably crash my defensive line up. All right, and then that way I have the corner route bagged. Okay, I have the corner route. The corner route's going to be bagged. All right, now we have 10 to curl flat. So what I did was I shaded down. So I hit triangle, and then I hit underneath on the right stick. All right, so what that's going to do is that's going to put these guys in a hard flat. But I don't want them to play so aggressive, okay? So I want to play cloud flats, okay, which is going to be an even 10 yards. That's going to help with slant routes and stuff like that. So to do that, you will hit Y or triangle. You'll shade underneath, but also you will hit Y or triangle again, and then you will shade over the top as well. What that's going to do is that's going to get these guys in curl flats, okay? So just in a matter of a few seconds, bunch is basically bagged. This is great bunch defense. All right, and then from there you adjust. There's nobody on the tight end, obviously. Okay, so if the tight end's a problem, you man up the tight end. All right, vice versa. If the running back is a problem, either you take the running back yourself or you man up the running back. Okay. Something else you can do with the running back is, let's say you don't want to get rid of that cloud flat, you can man up a defensive end to the running back. Okay, this is something that's really underrated in the game, is manning up a defensive end to the running back, as well as you can man up a defensive end to the tight end. But then at this point, I'm only rushing 2, which is not what you want. Okay, so you kind of have to pick and choose. Maybe you take the running back, but as I said, I'd rather you take your chances. You definitely want to send pressure. Okay, so if anything, I would just blitz those guys, right? And then I'll hover in here, and I'll try to glitch out the O-line. All right, so I always try to hover down below, and then this is a setup, because you have the curl flat to 10. All right, so Dean is going to cover. He's going to kind of latch onto the running back, at least for a second or two, and hopefully by that point, the pressure's in there. Something else that you can do is you can actually double team and man, okay? So you can double team the single side receiver and bunch, okay? You can double team the single side receiver, and then you can stand right here, and your job is the running back, okay? Now, you can stand also right here, and you could leave the running back completely open, and if you get toasted and they pick up a 20-yard gain by hitting the running back, then you can adjust and man up the running back with Dean, with this linebacker, or just post play, right? That's always what you want. It is, next play mentality, okay? But in this case, I would want to be on the tight end, because the tight end, if it's on a streak route, you're gonna be a touchdown. Okay, so that's kind of the play that we're looking for, right? So I'm just running a random play here, all right? But what I'm gonna do, my job's a tight end, and then in the middle. Okay, so like I said, tight end, running back are gonna be open, but 9 out of 10 times people are not gonna see that, and 9 out of 10 times, the pressure is gonna get there, right? So we're gonna go over that again. Right, you always want these guys in curl flats, okay? That's gonna stop with motion slant routes and stuff like that. All right, motion slant routes, and then if you want to play a little bit more coverage, then you could just run something like this, or you can get Wallace, right? And this is the setup right here. So if you want to play a little bit more coverage, then that's something you can do. All right, and then your job, right, is just gonna be the tight end, right? I go for the tight end, and everything is just completely bagged. Okay, so that's just one of the easiest setups, is shade down, shade up, 10 on curl flats, and then have that safety, that strong safety in that outside third to the right, so you can block corner routes. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, so the next play we're gonna be going over, like I said, the bunch play doesn't matter. I don't wanna show you, we're just going straight defense, okay? So I'm just gonna show you defense, and we're gonna go from there, okay? So cover 4 quarters. All right, cover 4 quarters. Whenever I play cover 4 quarters, I like to run cover 4 quarters base aligned, okay? Because it's an even front, and also it's just a lot harder for the offense to kind of get something moving. All right, if they're doing a lot of motion, like motioning over a receiver, then you can just have this flip to off, okay? But with that being said, you always want the you want that nickel corner in the right side, the slot corner, on the correct side, okay? So that's something you're gonna have to keep an eye out for. But in this case, that's fine. Now with cover 4, okay, if you want to run match coverage, you come down here and then you switch it to match. Okay, there's a match coverage, man, can get really complicated, and it would take way too long for me to explain it in this video. But technically, you can run match coverage while having zone drops, okay? But it's really complicated, so for this video I'm not going to do that. So as far as you know, right, let's pretend you didn't hear that. So as far as you know, if you have zone drops, okay, and then you put it to match, your match coverage will not work. Okay, so what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to have it everything to default, and then you have match coverage, and then you switch to match coverage, okay? So like I said, there is a way to do match coverage with zone drops, but that is, I mean, it would take me 10 minutes to explain, okay? And it's kind of very high level, so I'd rather not do that. So for this case, the mentality needs to be is if you don't have it, you know, if you have match and then you have it on 5 on curl flats, match coverage will not work, okay? So you need to make sure if you're going to run match coverage, everything needs to be at default, okay? So what I like to do is this right here, okay? The first thing I will do is I will press, right? So I'll press, and then what I'm going to do, I do this a lot online and it works, is I show blitz. Okay, look at that. Now I have an even front. All right, helps with the run defense. Definitely helps with the run defense, but also they play so much more aggressive. And then I will shade down, shade up, and I will usually use the running back, the tight end side. I'll use her strong side. Okay, and then I'll do an adjustment like this. Okay, where I'll put the free safety in a mid read. Okay, this bags so many people online is just this right here. Okay, it's because of the show blitz. Okay, so I don't have to manually bring down the strong safety and then manually bring down the free safety. If I just hit show blitz, they come way down in the box and they're going to play so much more aggressive. Right now, the play doesn't matter. We're just running a random play, but as you see, you always want to kind of touch the lineman, and then you're just going to kind of lurk, and for the most part, everything's going to be bad. Obviously, practice mode, right? You get it's the bucks and stuff like that, but boom, boom, boom. Right, probably crash up like this, and then I'll do something like this, okay? Maybe sometimes you can even do something like this right here. Okay, so I'm kind of running a cover 4/cover 2 hybrid, or cover 4, cover 3, I guess you could say. You know, you can call it whatever you want, but I have cover 4 on the right side, and then on the left side, I just have a cloud flat with a deep zone. All right, and then if you spam, where is it? So yeah, just come over here, and then sometimes what I like to do is I like to spam the right stick. Okay, so I like to spam the right stick while I touch the lineman. Okay, so let's try to do that right here. Right, I try to spam that, and that kind of glitches out. It just helps kind of glitch out the offense a little bit. At least that's my thought process on that. So right, I come over here, and it's just in no time he's just gonna loop in. But also I'm taking a lineman myself, and so what I'm doing is I'm forcing my opponent to make a fast read, is what I'm trying to say, right? So as you see, I'm right here, right? So I'm taking that lineman out of it, and then homeboy's just gonna shoot free every time. Okay, now as you see here, everybody's playing aggressive, right? This receiver is bagged because my safety is so close, right? Same thing with these guys, right? You have this linebacker right here, boom, he's in a flat, he's taking the tight end, right? This guy is completely bagged, right? And then this would be basically the only read, but you know, by that time he's sacked. Okay, so he can make a quick running back read. If that's the case, then you can just man up the running back with the defensive end, and then you just go from there. Okay, so press, shade down, shade up, show blitz, and then I can run something like this if I want to play a little bit more coverage. All right, you could also do something like this, right? This is another way that I would adjust after I show blitz. Is I've talked about this in my last video too, where I will have this combo on the single side receiver. So I have the deep zone, and the free safety is manned up with the single side receiver, completely bags, right? I have the defensive end is manned up with the running back. So let's say you're trying to blitz, he keeps dumping it down to either the tight end or the running back. Then what you do in that case is you stand right here, and then you man up both guys. So you man up the tight end with the linebacker, right? You man up the running back with the defensive end. This right here is going to be a complete cage, right? Come over here, touch the lineman, shoot back up, boom. Everything is bagged. Everything is just completely bagged. Okay, so that's one of, I guess you could say, my secret sauces, my secret plays, man. I shouldn't be giving y'all this for free, but that's how I would run match coverage. Okay, all right guys, so the next defense that we're going to go over is running a shell defense, some sort of shell hybrid defense. Okay, so right, I'd probably be in base line because I love to run nickel normal in base line. Okay, unless I'm running man coverage or something like that. But whenever I kind of run a shell defense, some sort of shell defense, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these zone drops. Okay, so I'm going to have 20, 0 on my flats, or 5, but you could start with 0 and then adjust accordingly, right? So 20, 0, and 10. All right, and then what I'll do is I will come out in Tampa 2. All right, and then all I'm going to do is just run something. I'm just going to run something like this. All right, so and then probably strong side, right? I will back up that receiver, okay, or that cornerback. To back him up, you hit wire triangle, individual, B in this case, and then you will hit the back off. So you will flick up on the right stick, okay? So this is like a semi-shell defense, I guess you could say, right? And then I will pinch and I will crash up. Okay, so you could get away with running this, okay? So the zone drops are gonna help, right? The 0 is gonna help with the tight end flat route. So I don't have to worry about the tight end being on flat route. I could just shoot for this slot corner right here, and I could just follow him on whatever route he's on, all right? But also, post is gonna destroy this, so I need to be careful with the middle, all right? If I don't see the running back going out a lot, then you can move, You could put this linebacker or this safety right here. You can put him in a mid read, but I'm going to be in that spot, so it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? So if anything, you could either man him up right here, so you can man him up with the running back, or honestly, you could just double team the outside receiver. All right. So, but nonetheless, this is one of the setups that I'll run. Like I said, I'm trying to run through these, so that way it's not such a long video, so I can just get down to the point, and then y'all can, you know, have at it. But boom, right, touch the lineman, shoot back up, right, try to lurk, right. Nothing is really going to be open, all right. Now, obviously, we're just running a random bunch play, but this is great defense, all right. So what I'll do is I will press. Sometimes you could even leave this hook zone, this vert hook right here, okay. This vert hook is going to help with streak routes, right, seam routes, stuff like that. All right, so you could just run something like this, and then you could just continue to back him up. So the entire right side is going to be completely bagged. All right, you could run something like this, right, like we talked about before. But honestly, this will do you just fine right here. All right, and then if you're getting kind of beat in the middle, then you can put homeboy in a middle, you know, a mid read or something like that, and then you could run something like this. Okay, so this is, like I said, kind of like a semi shell hybrid kind of thing, right? The only open area would be like a quick, if Evans is on a quick streak route. If you're getting kind of streak routes, right, something like that, you can bring this guy down in the box a little bit. But I always kind of have it to free safety 1. So I'm still in that package, still in the free safety 1 package. You know what I mean? But all I do is just back up that right cornerback, and you're running a shell defense basically. Okay, so all I do is I take the running back, and then I kind of just lurk, right? If he hits if he hits stuff like that, then you adjust accordingly. But those are the zone drops that you're going to want if you're going to be in cover 2. All right, so next we're going to be going over cover 3. Personally, I don't run cover 3. Okay, if I'm going to run cover 3, I run match cover 3, and that's it. So I only run cover 4, man coverage, and cover 2. All right, I don't really run cover 3 this year. It's really good this year. I just personally don't run it. I just don't know how to run it that well. But I do know how to run match coverage because it's match is match. All right, so it's a lot easier that way. But what I will do when I run match is zone drops are to 0, and then I have default alignment. Okay, and then I will switch between cover 3 sky as well as cover 3 seam. Okay, so just kind of depends, but anything with purples out there. All right, and like I said, I may not be the best at running cover 3. That's why I don't run it. But if y'all want my advice, I would do something like this. Honestly, maybe something like this. Okay, so I'm manning up the tight end, I'm manning up the slot corner, and then, you know, I may move this guy in a little bit, but my job, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot for the right side. And that's kind of my mentality on that. Okay, because Blankenship right here is going to kind of help with the running back, right? So there's that. I play Mutt, so I have Champ Bailey over here, and I trust Champ Bailey to be on his own. So if this is regs, I may do something a little bit different. You know, I may shoot straight for the left side or something like that, and then the next play I shoot to the right side. But if I was going to run some sort of match, I would run this right here, which is kind of like a match hybrid, not really. But if anything, you know, maybe a vert hook right here. It kind of depends. But so that's what I would do, is I would just, as soon as they snap the ball, boom, I'm shooting all the way on this side, taking all the corner routes. As you see my user, and the only thing really open is going to be something with the running back, right? So like I said, this isn't the best drawn play on offense, but you know, everybody, it's great defense. You know what I mean? You got the vert hook, right? So he's going to help right there. This is definitely money right here. Okay, so that was bad user by me, but you know, I'm willing to take that risk. Okay, look at my user. Boom. All right, that's great user right here. This guy was bagged. If you have deep route KO or something like that, this guy gets hit, he's gonna drop it. Okay, so Then you got the curl flat right here, okay? So this guy's gonna kind of match, move out. I'm okay with giving the running back route up. I'm not tripping on that, and I will adjust accordingly. So that's how I would do cover 3. Like I said, it's not much, but I don't really run cover 3 to begin with. So you could even run it. You could even try to run it stock, honestly, if you want. I'll come in here, try to glitch him out, and then you could just kind of run stock cover 3 match, take the running back, right, and hopefully nobody gets open. So that's kind of like a beginner defense, I guess you could say, but it's pretty good defense. So yeah, so that's all the plays. That was just a pretty quick ebook. Okay, so you have everything that you need in order to run that. I would just switch between those plays and work out of those plays. All right, actually, let me show you this little blitz real quick, which is in Overstorm Brave. But also, I'm gonna leave a whole bunch of links pinned in the comment section. Okay, so if you want to check out dollar ebook, if you want to check out gun bunch scheme, all types of stuff like that, then what you can do is just scroll down into the pinned comment section, and then you will see those videos, or you can just look at my channel. But what I'll do here is I'll pinch my linebackers and I'll crash up, so I don't move the defensive line. Okay, I just leave them where they're at, and all I do is just pinch my linebackers and crash up. And sometimes these guys can come free. All right, if you want to show blitz, you could do what we talked about earlier, where you show blitz, everybody's going to be playing extremely aggressive, and in this case, right, I would probably just use this guy right here, and I need a deep half there. Yeah, so this is like a really, really aggressive blitz that you could run. And then if anything, I'd probably just take the running back, and you got just a few seconds to make a read. All right, so just send the dogs, basically. Let's go over this one more time, right? Pinch your linebackers, press, show blitz, crash your defensive line up, and then you can run something like this, okay? And the defense already set up by the time that's going in. I always love to stay like somewhere along the lines, right? If I'm right here, I'm not going to get to the running back in time, okay? Especially if the running back's on a route a lot. So if anything, I'll just stand right here, and then boom, I'll shoot. Right, I'll shoot to this side. This is a great blitz. You have like no time to make a read. Most people are going to panic and probably throw a pick. But anyways, hope y'all appreciate this video, man. Love you guys. Subscribe, like. Peace out.